Today we recognize the 15th anniversary of 9/11, a day that many of us remember as a day of horror, heartache, and pain, and a day when freedom was brutally attacked. And yet, a day and the following days that would bring our nation together as we had not seen since World War II. And today, we also dedicate Mesquite Freedom Park. It is a project that started in 2011 when the city was able to acquire a beam from the Twin Towers destroyed on 9/11, as you've all seen here today. What a blessing. The beam is 15 feet long and weighs 575 pounds. The twisted steel is the centerpiece of Mesquite Freedom Park. Today, the park is a symbol of freedom and a tribute to all who have defended freedom. Moving forward, the park will also be a place for future community gatherings and to embrace our freedoms of assembly, art, music, and more. And it is a place that will leave a legacy here in Mesquite for generations to learn about the importance of freedom and the enduring goodness of America that will keep us strong. The city of Mesquite could not have built Mesquite Freedom Park without private funding. We had many citizens contribute money. We also had several donations from our corporate friends and community nonprofits. Please allow me a moment to publicly announce their names. Agape Home Healthcare, Ambux, Baker Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning, Dallas Regional Medical Center, Fuel City Mesquite, a personal donation in memory of Clara Ray Riggs, the Mesquite Arts Council, the Mesquite Firefighters Association, the Mesquite Rotary Club, Mesquite Service League, Encore, Union Pacific, the Mesquite Fire Corps, Mesquite Retirees Association, Quick Trip, Southwest Kia of Mesquite, Town East Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Such generosity to the cause of freedom. Join me in giving all these citizens, companies, and organizations who donated funds for Freedom Park a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, to begin our program, I would like to ask everyone who is able to please rise for the presentation presented by our Mesquite Fire and Police Color Guard. I don't know about you, but the pride I feel in my heart right now just from that moment is quite immense. Let's give them some thanks. Before I introduce our next speaker, who we're so honored to have with us today, I do want to say, just from my heart, it's very easy to remember the images of horror of this day 15 years ago and tragedy, but I like to remember the images of unity. I like to remember images of members of Congress who just a few days before were fiercely fighting each other of both parties, standing arm to arm on the Capitol steps, singing "God Bless America," and how so many of our citizens came together and loving your neighbor became a popular theme for a while. And so today, with so much division around the world and our nation, today, let there be no Democrats or Republicans here today, but let us all just be Americans who love our country and love each other today. Is that okay? One nation under God, indivisible. So, as we introduce our special speaker, Janelle Guzman McMillan, the last survivor pulled from the rubble at the World Trade Center. She'll share a brief glimpse into what she experienced on 9/11. Immediately after Ms. McMillan's story of survival, Amazing Grace will be performed by the Mesquite Pipe and Drums. We just want you to know we are so honored to have you in Mesquite today. Welcome. I would like to ask for a moment of silence to honor all those who perished that fateful day. The victims in the Twin Towers, at the Pentagon, those on Flight 93, the first responders, as you heard our chiefs talk about a while ago, and our military who've made the ultimate sacrifice in the war on terror these last 15 years. If we could just have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. This brings us to the close of our program. However, I do want to thank some folks who made today possible. Although the project was privately funded, we did have city departments provide support to prepare the park area. They included Parks and Recreation, Public Works, the Mesquite Arts Center, Building Services, and many others. The Mesquite Fire and Police Department sent representatives to New York to acquire the beam, this beautiful blessing that we see here today that helps us remember. They went to New York to retrieve this and brought it back to Mesquite. And speaking of our police and fire departments, I'd like to thank them for their participation in today's programs with the Joint Color Guard and Pipe and Drums. They did a great job, didn't they? In regards to the program, I'd like to thank our special speakers, Pastor Mike Pettit, Ms. Janelle Guzman McMillan, Police Chief Charles Cato, and Fire Chief Mark Kirby. Special thank you to our representatives, Senator Bob Hall, as well as Representatives Cindy Burkett and Kenneth Sheets for their presentations. Again, please join me in thanking all these folks. Finally, please stay, if you would, for a little bit and enjoy this beautiful park area. Our wonderful volunteers from the Mesquite Fire Corps are providing complimentary refreshments, including ice cream donated by Bluebell. That's what we're staying right there for. And their creamery is located right here in Mesquite. Ms. Guzman will be available with copies of her book, Angel and Rubble. And most importantly, please witness a piece of world history by going to the plaza area to touch the beam, read the 9/11 timeline, and reflect on the importance of freedom. Let us continue to be a nation that stands for freedom, and let us stay united when it comes to protecting that freedom always. And let us never, ever forget. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us. May God bless all of you today, and may He continue to bless the United States of America.